What's up, everyone? Retro Leo back with another comic book review. This time it's Avengers Fantastic Four Empire number 5. Those of you that have been watching my videos know that I dig this at the beginning, and the last 3 issues have been absolute boring and crap. This one, well, there's more action in it. There's a surprise death in it. Well, they say he's dead. I'm seriously doubting he is. So let's get into it. So we start with Wiccan, I think so you pronounce it, talking about how him and Hulkling, just right before he went to space to be emperor, at the spur of the moment, ran off to Vegas and got married. And then he tells the Captain Marvel and Johnny Storm that he can lock on to Hulkling's body signature, and they can go right to him and free him because he's been captured and replaced by that evil woman from 2 issues ago. We then cut to the Thing fighting She-Hulk, who is dead and has been taken over by the Kotati, and she's beating the crap out of him and just telling him to just give up. And he's like, "Did you just tell me to give up? Because I can't do that." And then he uppercuts her, sends her flying. And he tells her a story about those 2 kids from the Fantastic Four Empire number 0, and how he's not going to give up. And he's like, "So I guess I can't die because I'm the immortal Thing. Put up your dukes." And we cut to Wakanda, and Shuri is talking to T'Challa, telling her that they're sending air reinforcements. And T'Challa's like, "Well, we need them as soon as possible because these things never tire and they're not afraid of battle." And she's like, "You have to stop them. They're getting closer to the mound. And they're going to get there unless you stop them, brother." And the Kotati are like, "Ignore them. Just keep going forward." So T'Challa's fighting them off, and the airstrike arrives and starts blasting them. And the Kotati end up getting to the mound and open a portal. And he literally says, "We're in the end game now." Black Panther does. And so he says, "I'm going to use the sword." And as he does it, Swordsman walks through and stabs him. Stabs Black Panther. And he says, "An army of 1. Step back, rabble. Show respect. You are a mere king, and I serve the Messiah." And Koi walks through. We then cut back to the Kree-Skrull Alliance. They're on the ship, and the pyre has Hulkling has told them to launch the pyre, and then Wiccan appears and says, "You're not my husband." And he's like, "'Cause he's right here." And Super Skrull's like, "It can't be true. I can't have failed him again." And then Captain Glory's like, "It's a lie, all right. Worthless trickery. A cheap attempt to besmirch the name of the true Emperor." And Wiccan's like, "The true Emperor? Any idea who that bad impression of you is, hun?" And he says, before they ambushed me and stuck this thing on my face, they looked like Tanalith." And then Captain Marvel's like, "Tanalith of the Kree? She gave me this weapon, and she made me the accuser. And by ancient law of Hala, you stand accused. Your authority is hereby suspended, and you are no longer the ruler of the Kree/Skrull Alliance. And so help me, if you attempt to trigger this sun-detonating weapon of yours, trigger the pyre," says the accuser. "What would be the point in doing that twice?" And she grins and goes, "It's done." And so they all swarm in to attack her. We then cut back to Wakanda, And Swordsman feels Black Panther's and says there's no pulse. And Koi goes, he died of blood loss. It's what happens when an animal bleeds. And Swordsman goes, the leader of the Avengers, though, Koi. It seems so mundane. And once again, I've done what Jackie's Doked could not. How are the rest of our forces faring, Swordsman, Koi says. And he says, superbly, and it shows She-Hulk beating up the thing still. And he says, we are holding them off at every advantage point. And then we cut to Antarctica. And Reed says, I'm getting some interesting satellite data, Tony, from Earth, from the surface of the sun. That's interesting, as in interesting times. It figures, what's the bad news, Reed? He goes, well, the bad news is that a Kotati death blossom is definitely planted in Wakanda. And he says, the worst news is, though, if the solar readings are correct, our sun will explode in 9 minutes. And Tony goes, 9 minutes to save the world twice over. Let's get it done. And that's where the issue ends. It was better than the last 3 issues. I did not expect Black Panther to die. I also have a hard time believing he is dead. But he was stabbed by that magic sword, so he may be. But definitely better, more action. We've got one more issue to go this series. It doesn't come out till September, though, which kind of makes no sense because they've come out a week apart each time until now, till next week. So if you're getting it, get it just to have it in the collection. If not, it's not the greatest thing in the world, and you're not missing much if you're not reading this. So best thing you're getting out of this is the death of Black Panther. So until next time, y'all, Retro Leo out.